I was just preparing to make up a batch of that crappy little instant coffee mix when my neighbor came up and had a whole tin of real prepared coffee that he had just brewed and had too much and offered me some. So he poured it into my Jetboil here. And now I'm watching the sunrise over the mountains starting to peek out. It's coming up on this side. This is what life's all about. All right, so I'm headed off on my hike for today. Parking lot's back there. And yeah, I'm basically starting at, I think it's called Zabriskie or Zabriskie Point, and hiking through. And there's a lot of kind of different loops and stuff you can take to make it as long as you want. I'm looking to hike about 8 miles-ish. So I've got everything I need for that in my pack now. Maybe I'll show you how much like water and food I've brought for a day hike in Death Valley. Here's my views so far. Beautiful morning, feels great out. So from that last clip, this surface here is called Red Cathedral. And this trail actually loops around here, and then you hike up the backside and can view it from the top. So we're gonna do that and see how it goes. So I just hiked over this little hill. We've still got Red Cathedral here to my right. But these rocks in front of me, the colors and the waves are just amazing. So beautiful. And then in the distance we have snow-capped mountains. Death Valley is just amazing. So I was actually slightly misreading my map earlier. This is the surface I was looking at. I was back over on that side. It's called Manly Point. And then this is the actual Red Cathedral, which is a lot more fitting. I mean, it's a magnificent sight to look at. So I'm hiking up this way now, and I don't think it actually goes to the top. I mean, look at this surface. I'm not climbing that. But it leads up to like the base somewhere. And apparently there's supposed to be a lot of tight squeezes between boulders and canyons leading up. So excited for this. So I was just walking up here and I saw something kind of slither under that rock. It might have been a lizard, but I think it was a snake. And I tell you what, I have to resist so hard the urge to go pull that rock up and look at it. I want to so bad. But I might seriously regret doing it if I do that. Have a good day, little buddy. So the thing is out here, these trails are not really marked well at all. So you have to be A, good at reading a map, and B, just smart and make good decisions. This trail seems to split off and go up that way. And there's also like a little squeeze through a cave here. And I'm not really sure which way to go. I'm gonna pick this way. Mainly because there's shade. Check this out. It's like a remnants of an old ladder. It's pretty solid, but it just is broken off. Then it goes into the rock and you could climb up. But I'm gonna go through this way. Seems a whole lot safer. This is so cool. I feel like I'm about to be attacked by Tuscan Raiders. Well, I made it here to the base of the Red Cathedral. It's all up behind me. If you're wondering why the hat switches around, it's really just based on what direction I'm facing the sun. If it's behind me, I'll turn my hat backwards just to keep the sun off my neck. But right now, I'm just standing here, enjoying the view. What a day, what a hike. I don't think I'm even halfway through the total loop of trails, so still got a ways to go. So I'm looking down. This is the trail where I came in. I actually just saw some people right there. They're behind that wall. But I think to get out, I'm going to keep walking along here on the base and then follow this ridge line. Looks like there's a pretty established trail. And I know that the split off point is right up there somewhere. So I'll walk out that way and avoid all the crevasses this time. There they are. Okay, that way back was a little more precarious than I originally anticipated. Came down from up there and basically slid, put my hands in the dirt a couple times. Was definitely a lot faster than the actual path, but lesson learned, don't take shortcuts in Death Valley. All right, starting to get hungry now, so I'm gonna have a snack and figured this would be a good time to show what all I brought for today. So first, as far as fluids, I have a water bottle here. This one's almost finished. Then I have another water bottle, and then a Gatorade. So 4 total bottles of fluid. Should be more than what I need, but definitely want to be over prepared. And then for food, I have Cliff Bar, a Spam packet, good amount of trail mix, a protein bar, and a Snickers. So I made it here to this parking lot. If I look at my map, I started here. This is a Brisky Point. Went all along this, up to the Red Cathedral, and now I'm here at this parking lot. And what I'm gonna do is loop back all along there. So I'm about the halfway point. Feeling good? Feeling great. So pretty much 90% of the hike so far was like between canyon walls, a lot of shade. Now I'm totally out in the open. The sun's right in front of me, working on that much needed tan. I've passed a couple people so far that I saw earlier this morning, kind of on the other side of the loop, and they're always like, oh hey, still alive, like, or you're gonna love this next part coming up, as they come from the other direction. That's what hiking's all about. I love it. A lot of people like to be in complete isolation when they hike. Personally, I don't mind seeing other people for sure, especially as a solo traveler. It's nice to have someone to just chat with. It's great. Back into the canyons, get some shade. Definitely feel good. So basically I've been following this dried out riverbed for about a mile now. And I'm trying to walk on the dried out, caked up mud on the sides, because when you have to walk on the gravel, it's like my least favorite thing to hike on. Your foot just gives way with every step. I don't know how to describe it, but it gets really like tedious and painful after a while. So sticking to these muddy sides It looks like this will go on for a ways. Still, the scenery is amazing. Oh guys, it's hot out here. Feels like this valley is never ending. I wish Luke would come along in his land speeder and give me a ride. Bum 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 bum. Well, nearly done now. Nearly back. That's Zabriskie Point, right there where those people are. Oh man, it's brutal out here. I tell you what, it's almost noon, and even though it's January, it's hot. The hike is tough. It's easy. It's so dry out here that it's easy to not realize how much you're sweating because it just immediately evaporates. So it's really easy to become dehydrated. I'm staying on top of that by just chugging water. But this is not easy. And this is like listed as one of the moderate hikes that they have. I couldn't imagine doing this in the summer. It's brutal, but so fun. I mean, these views just make it so worth it. So I'm back at my car now. It's a little after noon. I've still got basically my 2 Gatorade bottles of liquid, and this for food. I only ate like probably less than half the food, but I'm gonna eat the Snickers right now because if there's any time I need a Snickers, it's right now. Yeah, great hike though. Okay, so what I'm doing now is basically just going on a driving tour of Death Valley. As much as I love hiking, the valley is just so big, it's impossible to see all the different stuff by walking around. Even by driving, I'm not going to get to see everything, but I'm trying to hit as many points as I can. So like I hiked this morning at Zabriskie Point, and then now I'm at this place, Harmony Borax Works. It's supposed to be like an old mine, I think. So gonna go check that out and hoping to make my way all the way up to Ubebe Crater. It's like a meteor crater. So basically there's this material called borax, which I'm not really sure what it is. One of the posters described it as cotton ball, but I think it's like a mineral. But anyway, this here is where they would refine it. Because the location is so isolated, they had to refine it here on site because it would be too expensive to transport both the material and the waste to a different location. So they refined it here and then would transport it out on something like this, carried by a bunch of mules, 20 mule teams. All right, here's some information on borax. So it's basically like condensed salt crystals. So if I look out over this field, it almost looks snowy, but that's all just basically salt deposits. So that's what they're built these refineries for. It was used as a resource. Standing now on some sand dunes. This is really cool to see. I mean, obviously we're in the desert, so there's going to be sand, but to form dunes, you need a certain kind of geographical area where the wind will blow the sand up into piles, but then there's a mountain behind it to stop it from just completely blowing over. So that's this mountain here. Really awesome. So I'm here at Crowley Vista Overlook. It's a bunch of like volcanic rock that causes these black and red layers in the canyon. I couldn't go to the meteor crater. That road was blocked off due to conditions. So I drove up here. You'll see those mountains in the distance. I was on the other side of those this morning when I was hiking. So it was a long drive to get around over here. And a really beautiful drive, although also precarious at many points. Very narrow, winding roads going up the side of this mountain, but great view. Really great view. Behind these RVs, you can look out over the valley as well. Chicken fried rice mixed with pepperoni. Sounds like a weird combo, but it's good. It's real good. So yeah, I'm back at the campsite now. It's about 5 o'clock. Just gonna hang out here, eat dinner, probably edit some videos from today, read about Huck Finn, pass out underneath the stars. The stars here are amazing. Big reason of why I wanted to stay another night. The stars last night, unreal, just unreal.